Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and this is obviously going to be on a new knife that I just picked up. Now before I start the video, I want to go ahead and put a disclaimer out there. I've gotten some messages regarding the way that I do my knife reviews. Now, in my opinion, there's two types of reviews. There's an actual knife review where the knife has gone through some pocket time and some usage, whether it's everyday or heavy usage, and then the reviewer is actually giving you their opinion based on the usage that they gave to the knife. And then there's more of an overview or an initial impression of the knives, which is what I tend to do with my knife reviews. My knife reviews are basically an overview. I show you the box, what's in it. I give you some feedback as to, the reason that I purchased a particular knife or how I received it and stuff like that. And then I give you some, some specs on the knife. And it's basically more of an informed thing, so that if somebody's kind of on the fence of whether or not they want the knife, they just kind of need to see what it's like in somebody's hands and to go ahead and pick it up. Those are the people that I guess would benefit most from the videos. Now, if you want if you want to watch a video that somebody's gone out there and started chopping wood with it or used it every day to open up boxes and they're just kind of giving you the gist of that, then unfortunately, my videos aren't really like that. So I do get sometimes I get some questions that say, how is it holding up and things like that. So for this type of videos, just so you know, this is just, my initial impressions on those. So let me go ahead and get into this one. So you guys can see this is the Cold Steel Voyager and the clip point, the extra large blade. And these do come with the triad lock. So let me go ahead and open up the box so you guys can see what's in it. Check this out. As with a couple of the Cold Steel models, they include a second pocket clip, and this is if you want to carry it left hand. It does carry, it does kind of follow the contour of the handle, so that's why they give you a separate clip for that, and that's what comes in there. And then you get the bubble wrap right here, and the knife comes inside the bubble wrap. So basically, this is a pretty large knife just to begin with. Like I said, it's the extra large Voyager with the clip point blade. The blade length on this is 5.5 inches. And like I said, it is clip point, but it's also a stonewash finish on the blade. So it's very, very nice. You get the Voyager name on one side of the blade, and then on the other, the Cold Steel in Taiwan. As you guys saw, it does open via thumb stud, and it's the left or right hand thumb studs there. The handle itself is 6 3/4 length, the 6 3/4 inch length. So that gives the knife an overall length of 12 1/4 inches. So it is a pretty big knife, as you guys can see there. The texturing on the handle is long ivory, and I'm actually reading these specs directly from the manufacturer website, just so you guys know. And it's got some really cool designs. It's kind of like these X's on there. It gives it really good traction, makes it real nice and grippy. The good thing is it's not as grippy as, let's say, a Recon 1. If you guys know that type of handle, it kind of eats up your pants. So this you can put into your pants and not have to worry, clip it on your pocket or whatever, and it's not going to eat them up too much, but it does have some really nice traction on there, which is good in case your hands are wet and you want to use this knife. Now, as you guys can see from me holding it on the handle there, choking up on the blade itself, it gives you really good purchase. Obviously a full hand purchase on there. But if you guys see back here, it does have some cutouts. So if you want to, ease up on there and maybe give you a little bit more reach, if you're going to be using this blade for self-defense or something like that, and you need that extra 2 or 3 inches of reach, then you have that groove back there where your fingers kind of melt into the handle there. Now the good thing is, because it does have that triad lock, you don't have to worry about, if you are going to be using this for a little bit heavier tasks or in self-defense, that the blade is going to close on you, because obviously Cold Steel is known for for holding up a lot of weight through their blades and their handles and stuff like that. So the weight of this is 7.2 ounces. So because it is such a big knife, you're going to have to accommodate with the weight a little bit. The blade steel is AUS 8A, so it's an alright steel. It takes an edge pretty nice, but from the factory, it does come pretty sharp. Now the handle itself, like I said, it does have the pocket clip reverse, so you can add the other one to the other side. It does come right hand tip up carry. But again, you have the other one to put if you want to carry it left-handed. And it does have a really sizable lanyard hole, so if you do want to add a lanyard to this, you're able to. If you are going to be using this for heavy usage, I do recommend, maybe adding a lanyard and having it go around your wrist so it doesn't come out from your hand and whatnot. Now, a little bit of a philosophy as to why I picked up this knife. I had been looking for something, for a bigger size knife to carry, and obviously, the Raja 2 is out there. That's what a lot of people kind of favor, in the sense of having a big, kind of massive knife to carry. But the only problem with that is that the the blade shape doesn't lend itself to pretty much use for everyday tasks. I know it's kind of ridiculous thinking a 5.5-inch blade can be used for everyday tasks, but I don't want to limit myself. I don't want to carry a knife that I can only use for self-defense. I want to be able to, if I had to use it for something else, I could do so. So that's kind of the reason why I picked this up as opposed to the Raja 2, which I do not own. But let me give you a little bit of size comparison. I do own the Raja 3, which is right here. This is a great EDC blade because the recurve is not as great as the one in the Raja 2, so you are able to use this for everyday tasks because it has a really, really thick belly. But here you go, so you guys can see size comparison. And then a quote-unquote little brother to the Raja 3, which is the Spartan right here. Obviously, you get that much more recurve on the blade there, so even this one already starts getting into it's a little difficult to kind of say that you'd be able to use that for everyday tasks. But here you go, and a lot of people seem to think that the Spartan is a really big knife in comparison to something like this or just like an everyday blade. But look how small it looks in comparison to the extra large Voyager. So obviously, the Voyager would be more of an option if you did want to carry a big blade for either as a secondary weapon, or that you have the option to use for everyday tasks as well because of that clip point blade. It definitely allows you to do good cutting. If you got to cut boxes, or obviously it's a little overkill to open up mail, but you're able to use it. So that's kind of my reasoning behind picking that one up. So obviously, as you guys can see, these would be the 3 different size options in the different styling. So you got the Raja 3, the Spartan, and the Voyager. So let me set these to the side for a second. And I will be adding a lanyard to this. As you saw, I added to the other 2. It just gives it a little bit more flair, and the fact that it has that really, really sizable lanyard hole, it makes it a lot easier. The good thing is, once this is closed, even though the pocket clip isn't as high as I would like for it to be, the way that it's angled, basically, once you have it clipped there, and since it's angled this way, this is pretty much the only thing you see coming out of your pocket, which is the the lanyard hole in this area right here. I know you would think normally you would see like this much, but again, because of the angle of the actual knife, it kind of allows for only this much to show off the pocket. So I was really pleased when I put it in there the first time, and it was pretty comfortable in there. Now the only thing that is lacking from the other 2 knives, the Spartan and the Raja 3, is the fact that thumb disc also has that quote-unquote wave feature on there, so it does wave and come out when you pull it out of the pocket. Now the weight of the blade itself in comparison to the handle is greater, so I have found that in certain occasions you can actually pull it out and flick it open, and as you guys saw, that it flicked right open. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it on camera. I tried doing it earlier, and I tried like 5 times, and it didn't do it in front of the camera, so that's why I had to do the video over. So that's why I did it now. But and if you do practice, and you'll be able to pull it out and flick it open, and it's good to go. So it's a little bit of a drawback that it doesn't have that thumb disc to be able to do the wave feature with, but at the same time, like I said, if you do practice it, you're able to flick it open, and it's good to go. So this is my overview of the Cold Steel Voyager clip point, the extra large model. Let me know if you guys have any initial questions on that, and again, this is just an initial overview of the actual knife. Alright guys, thanks.